Let's catch up now with Nationals Deputy Leader Kevin Hogan, who joins us from Melbourne. Good to catch up with you again, Kevin. Let's go to the other breaking news on the coalition side today. That is the formal switching of your former leader, Barnaby Joyce, to One Nation. You must be gutted by that shift.
Yeah, Chris, we are, and I am. I mean, I suppose it wasn't a surprise it had been coming and sort of broadcast, but still, Barnaby had been Deputy Prime Minister twice, leader of our party twice, and had been a significant figure. So, of course, we're disappointed. There's one thing about leaving a party or sitting on the crossbenches or saying you're leaving the room, but to join, an opposition or a party that opposes us and will try and take seats from us is very disappointing given his importance historically with our party.
Well, let's have a look at some of what he's had to say today.
It's about growing the team and bringing on other people to enhance what we have to offer, and people will look at One Nation with a different focus, that we can make a difference to this country. And Barnaby is part of that team.
It's also, I think, that Pauline and I we didn't meet each other yesterday. We've known each other for 20 years. 20 years, and we didn't make this decision overnight. It was a very considered decision over a long period of time, and I want to thank Pauline for her perseverance and patience with me.
There you go. We've been talking about this happening for a number of weeks, but now it's formal. And Kevin, they're such well-known figures. It's an impressive brand. It helps Pauline Hanson, you would think, with her brand. She's already polling unprecedented numbers. Are you worried? Just how deep is your worry about National supporters, especially in regional New South Wales and Queensland, defecting to One Nation?
Well, look, certainly I wish this hadn't happened, Chris. But look, against this, I mean, I've seen personally a huge increase in Nationals membership since the election, since our Net Zero 2050 announcement as well. We've got a new branch in Woolgoolga in my patch. Across New South Wales, there's been a huge increase in membership over the last few months as well. But, we now at least have time to find a candidate for New England. We've got some state MPs who are in that region now already on the ground as well, with us keeping a strong brand presence for us. So we've got time to find a good candidate, and we will do everything to make sure we hold New England at the next federal election, Chris, because we think it's important. Remember, the Nats, Chris, led the Voice, led opposition to the Voice, have led on a few issues like the nuclear discussion. We've now led on Net Zero 2050. We've got a strong brand as well, and we will do everything to curb the growth of One Nation.
Barnaby Joyce, of course, got the Nats into Net Zero and led the way to get them out of it as well. I should mention that that interview with Barnaby and Pauline coming up tonight on the Bolt Report. You can see the full interview. Let me go to other issues today, though, and Annika Wells. More revelations about her trips. She seems to be living high on the hog, even though it's all within entitlements. Are the entitlements the problem here, or is Annika Wells the problem?
Well, look, I think there's always a pub test here, Chris, and I think she's failing the pub test big time. I mean, you might raise your eyebrows on one or two of these, but, multiple grand finals, Grand Prix, Boxing Day tests, ski trips with the family in the snow. I mean, this actually now has a real stench to it. And I think, I think one of my colleagues raised the point today too. I mean, one of these claims was a family reunion, that they were both at the Boxing Day test. Well, you'd assume they'd spent Christmas Day together. So, I think, when you do these things, this is on the expense of the taxpayer. I think we should always be prudent when we do this. I support family reunion because MPs are away so much, but, the majority of that is for family to go to Canberra. I think this has a real, a look about it that's not passing the pub test, and, that's why we're still talking about it.
I failed to get tickets to this year's AFL Grand Final. I should have just checked the family tree to see whether I was related to Annika Wells. I might have been able to pull something out. Now, the other big news today is that the Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, has announced that these energy rebates, the government spent $7 billion putting in rebates to artificially lower electricity prices. They're going to come off no more after December. Here's what the Treasurer had to say.
And we want to replace it with the cleanest, cheapest, most reliable renewable energy where we can, firmed by gas and hydro and backed up by batteries. That's our approach.
Yeah, I'll just go to another comment there where Jim Chalmers talks about the politics and economics involved.
On the politics of energy bill rebates, we try to make the right decisions by people and by the economy, and others can judge the politics of that.
Now, Kevin Hogan, I've got to say, I think he's got that completely the wrong way around. These rebates were always about politics. They were always about buying votes in the lead up to the election, and now he's taking it off. The economy demands that he actually lowers electricity prices by producing cheaper electricity, not by having to send out rebates to every customer in the country.
Chris, absolutely. This rebate, as you said, was for political purposes through the election. He was always going to remove them. Who knows, he may try and reintroduce it 3 months before the next election to buy votes again as well. But this is a symptom. Higher energy prices are a symptom of a bigger cause, which again goes back to our net zero 2050 position. Energy bills have gone up enormously over the last 3 or 4 years while this government has been in power. They will continue to do, because what they are saying about renewables only is not true. It makes energy more expensive for a whole lot of other reasons. So, that's why our cheaper, better, fairer plan is important. We want to remove and to stop this huge increase. We've seen bailouts for businesses. We're seeing, family businesses not be able to afford their bills, families not be able